Hey guys, it's Marl and welcome to Let's Talk Baby. I really want to talk to you guys about a really important subject when it comes to when you first have your baby, and that is postpartum depression. Now, everybody's postpartum experience is so different, but I'm going to talk about my personal experience postpartum. And later I'm going to make a video that's more about the facts and what to do if you do have postpartum. But this is personally just my story. I didn't think that I would ever have postpartum depression. I never thought that I was capable of being depressed. I always kind of saw myself as being invincible, I guess, but really this entire situation in the last 3 months has opened up my eyes to what can happen emotionally, what your hormones actually do to your body. After I had Hunter, it was very difficult. I was bombarded with information and advice from people. Guys, pardon the hair, okay? It's kind of all over the place, and I got like baby dew, so anyways. So when I had Hunter, I immediately felt so overwhelmed with just not a sadness for having him. It wasn't like that at all. Mine was more depressed and upset with myself. I got really low. I lost a lot of self-esteem after I had Hunter because everyone was giving me so much advice, and I felt like I feel like I'm someone who already does so much research that it kind of offended me, and I didn't know why. And I'm not a confrontational person at all, so I didn't want to tell people to back off because I was so emotionally sensitive. So it was just a lot. I have very opinionated family. I have very opinionated people in my life, so they know that they can come to me and tell me things, but in this situation it was just very hard for me to handle, and I didn't want to hear, you know, the whole like, oh, you think you know everything, da da da. It was so emotionally draining to just take it all the time. But it really made me sad. It made me very low, and it affected my relationship with Hunter. It affected my relationship with Steve, and I spent days and days after I had Hunter, like weeks, just sitting and crying. I cried a lot. I cried, you know, and I'm not someone who likes to admit that, but it is what it is, and my hormones were raging. I was crying. I was very emotional. I felt like I wasn't doing things right. Everything made me upset, and I was just offended by everything, and I didn't know what was making me feel this way. I don't know, everything triggered me crying. I went to bed crying. I put Hunter down for naps crying. I held him and cried, and it was so bad that, you know, I was so upset at myself because I had a hard time breastfeeding. So when I was deciding whether I should continue or switch to formula, it was really, I was just so nervous about what people would think, honestly. Like, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. It was difficult for me to hear people say that I gave up. And I had a surgery 2 years ago, so that also affected my recovery postpartum, and it made it so much harder to breastfeed because I just couldn't keep up with the demand nutritionally to breastfeed. I was by myself a lot. I wasn't getting any sleep, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna go to the doctor. I even said, you know what, maybe if this is how it's gonna be, I thought I was gonna feel that way forever. I said, maybe if this is how it's gonna be, maybe I should go talk to a doctor about medication, because I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to be this upset. I mean, I was sobbing. My eyes were red for weeks, and I wasn't going out in public. I wasn't leaving the house. I just got very depressed, and thinking about it now, it's hard to remember me feeling that way. It's hard to recall, but I had a lot of animosity towards a lot of people that I absolutely care so much about. I'm sure it was hard for my husband, Steve, to deal with me, but it's getting better and better every day. It's still a work in progress. I'm still trying to gain back the confidence in myself as a parent, But anyways, guys, it's, you know, everybody has their own postpartum story. I don't know if mine's necessarily postpartum depression, baby blues maybe, but it really had nothing to do with Hunter. It had more to do with myself and how I felt about myself. So anyways, guys, if you want to message me your postpartum stories, you want to share it with somebody, but maybe, you know, you don't want to share it with someone you know, or someone who may, you know, you feel judged or anything, you can message me your story. I have a lot of people who message me their stories, and I'm here to listen. I mean, I'm home with a baby, so I'm here to listen to your stories, and if you do want to share them with others, you can leave a comment down below. I would totally love to hear what you guys have to say. And give a thumbs up and like this video, and hit that subscribe button for more awesome videos, because I love doing these for you guys, but it'd be awesome to know that you guys are enjoying them. So let me know. All right, guys, have a beautiful day, and thanks for watching Let's Talk Baby.